Hey, I'm Coach Marcus at Pink Sock Endurance Coaching. Welcome to my channel. Hey, so welcome to Pink Sock Endurance Coaching's How to Run a Faster 5K in 12 Weeks. This is week 12. Morning! You right? So this is week 12, race week. Woohoo! We made it. So, race week, what does it look like? We're obviously going to change things up a little bit this week. So the idea is we want to cut back on our volume. So we're going to cut back the sessions that we're doing to around about 60%, just so going into the 5K race, we ditch some of that fatigue that's built up, because we want to make sure that obviously on race day that we're ready for it. So we don't want to be carrying too much fatigue. We don't want to be tired from the sessions this week. So we're just going to cut back and allow some of that fitness to punch through. So let's just jump straight in to the session this week. And then when we get to the end, I'll talk a little bit in detail about pacing your 5K race. So, session number 1 for week 12, we're going to do our interval session. So we still want to do our standard 20-minute warm-up, and then you'll finish that with a 2-minute walk and recovery before you start that main interval session. So the interval session this week is going to be 4 times 2 minutes with the 90 seconds walking recovery. So you're going to run these at your 9 out of 10 pace. You're going to set out, you're going to run 2 minutes. You're then going to walk for 90 seconds, and you're going to repeat that just 4 times this week. Finish up with your 2-minute walk, and then start your cool down. So 10 minutes, nice and easy, and just finish off the main session, or finish off the whole session with a 3 to 5 minute walk. So that's session number 1. Session number 2, session number 2 is going to be just 25 minutes of easy, continuous, non-stop running. So you're just going to head out and you're going to run for 25 minutes, but keep within your easy pace range. So start out nice and slow, and if you want to build the pace throughout that 25 minutes, by all means do so. Just keep it in your easy pace range. And just for the last 3 or 4 minutes, slow it right back down again. And then just finish that session off with a 3 to 5 minute walk. And that's session number 2, easy paced, about 5-ish, maybe 6 out of 10 effort. So the final session in this 12-week course is our 5K race effort. So preparing for it, you want to make sure and do the standard 20-minute warm-up. So the 10-minute run, nice and easy. Just build through the pace after about 8 minutes, and then 8 to 10 minutes, just pick the pace up so you're running around about 8 out of 10 effort. Then go on and do 10 minutes of drills and just finish up doing 3 of those strides so the body is nicely warmed up and ready to run fast. So finish off the drill set with a 2-minute recovery walk, and that's really just to give you the time to prepare yourself for your run, for your race, for your 5K race. So you've got 2 minutes. If you need 3 minutes, take 3 minutes. Use this time to have a sip of drink if you want, take off some layers if you're hot, and reset your watch at this point. So save your warm-up separately, and then make sure before you start your 5K effort, your watch is set up with a GPS signal ready to record your 5K effort. So let's jump straight in to running that 5K. So what do we know already? Well, before you started the course, you ran a 5K effort. You know what your time was, and you know what your training paces were. So to start with on the course, you use that data in the VDOT app to find out what paces you needed to be training at for the intervals, thresholds, your easy pace and so on. Then at the end of week 4, we did another test. So at the end of week 4, the 5K test that you did, ideally that data is the data you need to use just as a reminder to see what paces you were running at. Obviously, we'd hope to see some improvement over the last 8 weeks, but we're just using this as a reference and a guide. So if you look in the VDOT app and you look back at your data, you'll be able to see exactly what you did in week 4. So you'll be able to see exactly what you did in week 4. So what was the average pace that you ran in that 5K test at the end of week 4? And that'll give you some idea of where we need to be starting out in this 5K race. So you know you could do that 8 weeks ago, so you're certainly going to have seen some improvement. So basically, we don't want to start out too slow in our 5K race, but at the same time, we don't want to go out too hard. So I would probably suggest for the first half a kilometre, half a mile, so somewhere like 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. Just keep an eye on your pace, but you want to be running at least the average pace that you ran in your 5K test. And just see how it feels. Remember, this 5K effort is above threshold pace, so it's above 8 out of 10 effort. So it's probably somewhere around 8.5, almost 9 out of 10 effort. So you want to make sure that you're not running too easy, because we know you can do it because you've been doing it in your interval and your threshold sessions. So after you've run the first kilometre, the first half a mile, settle into your pace, keep an eye out, and just listen to your breathing and ask yourself, can I maintain this pace the entire duration? So as you go through first mile, you'll get your mile split. If you're working in kilometres, you'll get your K split. Look at that and compare that to what you ran in that 5K test. So are you faster or are you slower? You need to know this because you can then assess where you can pick the pace up. So once you've gone through that first mile, just ask yourself, can I maintain this pace? Can I push harder? And ideally, once you get settled in, you should be able to start gently picking that pace up. So heading about a third of the way into the run, you're now settled in, concentrate on your breathing, stay nice and relaxed, and start thinking about pushing that little bit harder. So that's the first third of the run done. So the second third is probably the hardest, because you know that you've still got a good way to go, but now's the time to just dig in, maintain the pace. Is it a 9 out of 10 or an 8.5 out of 10 effort? Can you push harder? Can you maintain to the finish? And just allow your body to try and relax and just keep on the pace. And unless you're absolutely fighting for your breath, just hold that pace. Just hold and keep your fingers crossed that all the training that you've done is going to pay off. So remember, this is a race. It should be hard, and you do not want to give seconds away because it feels too difficult. So running through the second third of the race, maintaining pace, trying to pick it up as you can. So you go through 2 miles, or you're just over 3.5k in. You know you've got third left. So again, now, how did you do for the first third? How did you do for the second third? Can you really now dig in for that last third of the race? Just pick that pace up some more. Start visualizing the finish line, and that should help you get through to the finish. So what I'd then do is, when I know I'm roughly 3 to 4 minutes away from the end, this is where I'll start my final push. So I'll know that we're 3 to 4 minutes from the end. I can start emptying out the tank and really visualize that finish and just start picking that pace up. And you can probably do that 3 to 4 minutes out and push that for a couple of minutes. And then as soon as you're a few minutes away from the finish, so as soon as you're approaching the 3 mile mark, you know you're nearly there. So just dig in. You know, again, this is a race. Try and picture someone behind you racing to take away that number 1 spot. And imagine they're just 5 meters behind you and they're about to overtake. So visualize that, push in, dig, and just start picking that pace up and just give it everything you've got for those final couple of minutes. And that's it. Cross that finish line, you've raced a 5k, and hopefully it's been a faster 5k. So amazing effort, but we just want to make sure we do our 10-minute cool down. So once you've finished the race, don't forget to stop your watch and save that 5k effort, and then start your watch again and just record that 10-minute cool down separately, so you get all your splits and your data for your 5k. So that is it. Please let me know how you got on. I'll also post up in the comments and share some of my data, because I'm currently filming this before I've raced my 5k, so I don't know what my 5k time is going to be. I do know that the test that I did at the end of week 4 was 23 minutes and 44 seconds. And I also know that at the start of the 12 weeks, so my pre-course 5k was 25:16. So I don't know what I'll do for my 5k, but I'm really keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping I can run under 23 minutes. So I've said it now, and that is a target. I want to do a 22:59 or faster. So thanks ever so much for following along on this 12-week course. I really hope you got something out of it. And drop a comment and just let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to cover on this channel, and I'll see what I can do. So once again, massive thank you for following along. Drop a comment, give some feedback. Happy running, and catch you next time. Take care. Bye.